Right, hello. That took longer than I thought. So I spent all Saturday constructing this rain cover for my Arid bed. I was restricted on the materials I used due to the fact I had a load of offcuts from work, sort of perspex. So all sort of offcuts, they're all small sizes. So yeah, had to make do with what we got. We just got a wooden structure with the perspex over the top to keep it dry. Let's have a look from underneath. So it is a frosted perspex, but still lets in plenty of light. Obviously it's not 100% watertight. That's not the objection. It's just the object is to get the worst of the rain off in the cold weather and the wind to an extent. Obviously the front is still open at the moment. I do have some corrugated clear plastic spare, which I'm going to put 3 sheets across the top half, so that'll come to about this height, so we'll have a 1.5 foot gap at the bottom, so that'll just stop the rain coming through at the angle and hitting everything. So there's still plenty of airflow, but just keeping the worst of the rain off. So a lot of these plants you'd normally consider not to be hardy. I mean the yuccas, especially this yucca jewel, that'll survive the winter, but that'll take a lot of damage. Look at the older fronds from the previous winter. You get a lot of brown spotting and dying off tips, so if you can keep that dry, that'll avoid that and keep it looking nice and pristine. Aeonians, another one that can take the cold, but you know the wet will kill them. So we've got some green and some the dark reds, and they came through last winter. As long as you can keep on the dry side, they've been there in situ since last year. If you watched my earlier videos, you'd see I had, or I say early videos from late winter last year, I had a structure up with an old polytunnel cover which blew about all over. As soon as we got a bit of wind, that blew about, and you know things did get wet, and I'm quite surprised I didn't lose more plants than I did. I had a couple of cactus rot off, and the worst case scenario is this Aeonium there, which the top has all died, but there's still growth down the bottom of the stem. But yeah, a lot of these little cacti, which are sort of standard ones that you'd buy as house plants, they've all came through no problem as long as they're kept dry. You've got a Cape Aloe there, which is quite a nice looking one with the red thorns or teeth on them. Again, you can see where you got a bit of wet damage on this one, where it's a little bit rotted on the end there, but the plant itself is fine. I did have one at the back which got wet and just rotted off. So again, if you can keep it dry, you should be alright. What else we got here? The Yucca purpurea. Brought that as a small plant last year. It went in last spring. It was a lot more purple, but I guess as it gets bigger you lose a bit of colour. You can see the purple on top, still looking quite nice. We've got a couple of pups on the side of that. So the Agave Americana is going to stay over winter here. I will dig that out next year because it's too big. It's hard to judge on the camera, but there's my hand on one leaf and it's absolutely massive. And well, I had some gaps at the back. I've just put in there Phoenix Canariensis I brought last week, half price. I've got 6 plants in pots dotted about there to just keep them dry in the worst of the wind and frost off. And we've still got that Phoenix Dectalifera, which I grew from seed 4 or 5 years ago. That survived winter last year there, so a little bit of brown spotting on some of the older leaves, but it's alive and growing. And we've got a red Ansete banana, which I took out the front, so it's Sunday today, yeah, so dug that out. It's looking a bit wind battered, so I've just potted that up in some compost. I did manage to get most of the roots out as well, so cut all the leaves off. So we've got sort of semi-dormant dry store, if you like, so it's not totally going to dry out. I'll leave the pot out for a week or two till we get really cold weather. And we're still getting quite mild temperatures this week, and even nighttime temperatures aren't going to go below 10, so that'll stay out and let it dry out a bit. And I won't water that all winter. That'll go in the conservatory and overwinter there. So yeah, that is the main thing I want to get done this weekend, is just try to keep the worst of the rain off here, let this all dry out a bit for the Arid plants. Right, I think we'll leave it there then, and maybe next time I film this area we'll have the front cover on. We'll see how much the rain stays off. I still may well, see these support bars, I've left a little gap here, but I may have to put a sealant strip along there just to stop the water dripping through. Depends how the water wants to run, if it goes between and just comes out the end, or whether it soaks into the wood and drips down, which it probably will. So I'll may get some weather strip for that, just tape that off. Just try to keep everything dry, and certainly will keep the worst of the wind off as well. We do get a lot of strong winds over winter here on the east coast. That's not unusual to get 60, 70, 80 mile per hour winds for 2 or 3 days on the trot, so that should help protect things. The structure itself is pretty solid, can't move it. The wood's all new, so hopefully we should hold up to the wind. Is going to be the main thing. Like I say, we do get some strong gusts, but anyway, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.